Hi guys, this is round two. So sorry for the technical glitch. Unfortunately, we had two webinars scheduled for the same time, hence why you couldn't hear us. So we're going to start again. And yes, for anyone that this goes past their bedtime, we do have a recording. So we're going to go all the way back to recognition. So here we go. So tonight we do have some amazing speakers, as some of you may already know. We've got Amy doing HAPA Plus. We have myself doing time management, Andrew doing the importance of events, and Mace talking about Simon Chan. We also have Nikolai speaking on the call tonight as well, which is really exciting. So we'd like to welcome our new associates to Rev Y. So we've got Aaron Fitzgerald, Jake Thompson, Martina Barnes, John and Jessica Lee, Tej Ferdinand, Andrea Francombe, Leonard Tomar, and Lisa Marie Beaucamp. So welcome to the team, guys. You have a lot of exciting things ahead. So we've got our top PC enrollers. So at number 4, we've got Kaylin. At number 8, we have Jared and Adam Wiseman. Number 19, we have Janice Benici. Number 18, we have Jess Jimenjak. And number 19, we've got Julian. So congratulations, guys. Top associate enrollers. At number 44, we have Fernando Lee. We also have Jared and Adam Wiseman. And we also have Lee. So congratulations. That is a massive achievement to be a top associate enroller for Australia. New rank advancements. We'd like to congratulate a new believer all the way from Tasmania, Mr. Taylor Harris. So congratulations on your achievement. Big things to come. And finally, we have our top associates by rank in Australia. So we've got our top directors. So at number 2, we have Jared and Adam Wiseman. These guys are definitely people to be watching. If you haven't noticed, they've popped up on quite a few of the top enrollers and also top earners. So congratulations, Jared and Adam. At number 3, we've got Janice Benici, another name that pops up quite often. So congratulations, Tasmania team is rocking over there. Top bronze directors, we've got Jody and Neville. Congratulations, Jody. I hope you're sipping your cup of tea and listening to us congratulate you. And number 22, we've got Lee. Congratulations, Lee. And number 4 for top gold directors in Australia, Miss Amy Bahagiar. So what an amazing achievement. So just before I hand over to Andrew, I'm going to just mention that next week we have an amazing call, an amazing training call. It is at 8 o'clock, so it would be a little bit earlier than what we're used to, our 9 o'clock call. So that's 8 o'clock Sydney time. We have Joe Naseby, who's speaking all on the comp plan. Now, compensation plan is normally something which a lot of people have a lot of questions on. So I'm so excited to hear what she has to say. So heads up, next week, 8 p.m, Joe Naseby, comp plan, don't miss it. So now I'm going to hand you over to the lovely Andrew Sultana. This is his first time on training. So excited to see what he has to share with us. So just making sure you can hear me. Can you hear us? Just want to be sure before we hand. Okay. And we'll just get his slides up. Great, someone can hear us. Fantastic. Thanks, Jess. Okay, now we'll bring on Andrew. Round 2. Give it up for Andrew.
Hey guys, how are you all tonight? Hope everyone's comfortable still. All right, this is my first time, still excited. I'm getting to do it twice, so that's even better. All right, just before I get going, I'd like to go on a brief background of myself. So some of you guys do know me, and some of you guys know me through USANA. So this is me, if you could say. I'm an adventurer. I love the outdoors. I love doing anything. I mean, here's the fishing, my family, swimming, the boats. I love my boats, my four-wheel driving, and one big photo of a firework down there in the bottom corner. It's from my hometown in Malta. Other than that, I'm a qualified plumber. I've been a plumber for 14 years now. I've been self-employed for 5 of those. So there's a couple of photos there, and the one thing with plumbing is you actually absolutely have no time to do anything. I mean, it's very cutthroat and very time consuming. Though apart from that, the one thing I really care about the most is my family. And so there's myself, my mum, my sister, and my father, and just my mum here. I mean, she's my absolute rock. I mean, everything I've done in my life, she's had some sort of influence on, from building my plumbing business, supporting me through USANA. I mean, she's been there through thick and thin. But more so than that, getting to my why, apart from helping my parents out, because I don't want them working the rest of their lives. I mean, to work till they're 70 now to get superannuation, that's just ridiculous. So anyway, just going to this here, that guy there with the big fluffy hair, that's my godfather, my Uncle Vin. Just a brief history on him. 10 years ago, he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is like a blood cancer. He was always positive through it, and he actually got over it about 2 years ago. And so that was all cool, everything was back to normal. And then, he started to feel a bit down and drowsy, and went back to the doctor, and they actually said, look, your blood count's pretty low and this and that. And they actually suggested a stem cell replacement. Now, if you guys don't know what a stem cell replacement is, pretty much pulling out your genetics from your back and replacing them with someone else's. I mean, it's very painful and it's a very long process, like in healing. So he had that done. My auntie was actually the donor. That was all cool. And then fast forward again another 2 years after that, he had to have it done a second time. So this is from a total different donor now. He had it done and everything was positive, but he still wasn't 100%. So I remember him ringing me back in December last year saying, look, I'm getting better. And when I am better, he goes, can I borrow your ute? So he was positive. I'm like, of course, man. But I know he can't drive my ute. I mean, heavy clutch, big car to drive. But, support. Yes, you can take it, of course. Now, fast forward again, and rewind actually back to January this year. I was at work, 15th of January, and I get a call from my mother, and she doesn't ever normally call me unless there's some sort of issue. And I'm like, okay, what's up? She goes, look, it's nothing urgent. So it's a typical Maltese mother, nothing urgent, but, she goes, we're at the hospital. Uncle Vin's in ICU, so if you can come down, come down. So at that present time there, I was actually had someone's water off to their house, like I couldn't leave. So quickly finished that up and drove down to Royal North Shore Hospital, which is about an hour and a half from where I was. And I rock up there to find the whole family there. I'm like, okay, what's going on? This can't just be nothing. So anyway, and the doctors are there and they're not letting us go in to see him and everything. So eventually they come down and said, look, you can come up. And now I'm sure everyone's experienced loss of a loved one before, but when it's in a state like this, it's, you don't know what's going to happen. So I rock up in the ICU, and to see him there with all these tubes hanging out, and it was just this feeling of like helplessness, So a couple of hours went by, and then I noticed my auntie coming out, and she was speechless. She had nothing. I'm like, this can't be good. And they pretty much said, we have to pull the plug, like we got to turn it off. He's not responding, and his heart rate's dropping, and so seeing that there kind of made me realize, like, I don't ever want to see this again, and I'd hate for anyone else to go through this. And yeah, anyway, and go back another couple of weeks before that too. So that was the 15th of January that he passed away. I actually reconnected with someone, Miss Sarah Bahaj, if any of you guys know, and she actually noticed a couple of posts I put up about it, and sort of saying, you got to support these people with these, cancers, stuff like that, and always keep positive. And she actually invited me to these events because just as before this happened, going back to my work, this picture here, the circle there, that's a job I done midway through last year, and that there, not just that pump there, but that whole job was worth about $35,000. And the owner actually only ever paid me about 6 grand. So that money's still outstanding today, ongoing court case and all this. And I was fed up because it happened to me the year before and the year before that, and I was just like, what's going on? I'm working all these hours, all this money. I was actually making really good money, but when someone owes you this money, you have to make up for that. So I was like, okay, something's got to happen. That's where Sarah come in, and I remember she invited me to an event, and the first thing I seen was walking in. It was Amy was actually presenting that day on health, and the first thing I seen was these slides on these cells, and I thought, okay, it got my attention straight away. So I actually thought, wow, this is pretty much exactly what my uncle went through. I can help other people with this, and so pretty much from that day, I was already a Sun Associate. So and I actually signed up on my birthday a month later, so it's a pretty cool birthday. Another thing I'm really proud of was these photos here. I actually jumped on the 5-day reset and the transform. So that there's me in Queensland. I was feeling pretty schmick there, but not thinking, I was unhealthy there. I was fit, like I was running and all that sort of stuff, but I wasn't happy with myself. So I jumped on the reset transform and I lost 11.2 kilos in the 8-week period. So I was really stoked about that. Now, that's pretty much my brief story. The other thing I want to go over was I just attended the Simon Chan's implementation boot camp with a couple of our associates, Amy, Brad, and Sarah, and herself were there. And what I want to go over is the importance of attending and investing in these events. So, what is the one key factor to success in any business? It's you. You're the only person on earth who can use your ability. It's an awesome responsibility. And that's a quote there by Zig Ziglar. So what I got from this event was attending events. There's so many different events. There's so much content to take out of these. But if you never go, you're never going to get anything out of it. But the one thing I got from Simon Chan's event was, well, a couple of things here, was my confidence. I mean, on the way there, we were driving in and Brad's like, so have you got your 2-minute speech prepared? I'm like, what 2-minute speech? It's like, oh, you got to do the 2-minute speech to qualify. I'm like, I didn't get that email. I'm like, wow. So, okay, bang, pressure's on. But you know what? I thought, this is it. This is what this business is about, stepping up and doing something. So I prepared a speech. I got up, I presented it. And you know what? I didn't want to get off the stage, even though I had to. It was like, damn, I really enjoyed that. So apart from that, everyone there, like, these events, there's not always people from our company there, from USANA. There's other people, from other networks and that sort of stuff. And all those guys are encouraging you. And just from that encouragement and telling your story in there, it just solidifies your belief so much more. And the other thing there, which was really apparent, is Simon Chan and Scott McGee himself, they're always talking about reading books, listening to audios. And it's something that I implemented very early on, to listen to audios every single morning. Instead of listening to Triple J or Triple M, listen to the weather, the news. I mean, it's all negativity most of the time, or, they're bagging out someone. And like I said, even though you're not necessarily moving in the business, I've been constantly networking. Never stop networking, because once you stop, you stop. You stop eating, you stop growing. So I know these events can cost a lot of money. But the thing is, if I didn't go and spend, how much was it? $600, I think, depending how early you booked it out. What would I have done last weekend? I would have probably gone and spend that money going out, clubbing or drinking, or who knows, movies, or there's so many different things you could have done. And the main thing is, if you want to get to, it's really hard to get to something like this if we don't feed this, your brain, your mind. It's the one key thing that's going to get you through anything in life. So in conclusion, just remember, no dream's impossible. You put your mind to it, you can achieve anything. Thanks, guys. Hope you've got some good content out of that. I'll hand it over to Jade.
Thank you, Andrew. That was fantastic. That was really, really great. I was part of the boot camp, and it was a phenomenal experience. Simon Chan definitely knows how to motivate, and definitely knows how to get the team really pumped up. So what we're going to do is, the next speaker on tonight's call is going to be Mace. Now, Mace and one of her team at the boot camp, they found it so amazing. Mace works a long day at work today. She's like, no, I have to speak tonight. I really want to share some things that she learned and some things that she'd love to share with the rest of the team. So what we're going to do is we're going to hand it over to Mace in a moment, and she'll give you a bit of a recap on Simon and also some things which she finds that are going to be very beneficial for her business in the future. So we'll hand it over to Mace.
Hi guys, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hi. Okay, so I'm just trying to get on my PowerPoint. And just if you guys give me a second. Sorry about this. Never done this by myself. Okay. Just give me a bit of your time. I'll get it on there. Is it on? Okay. It's not getting on. Start screen. Hey Jade. Hey. Oh. Hello again. So I figured out how it works. You can all hear me, right? So I'm not talking to myself. Yeah? Can you guys all hear me? Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm talking about personal image, and it's basically what I learned in Simon's bootcamp. It's not directly what he said, but I've basically gathered information from what he said, went and got my own things and made this PowerPoint. So yeah. So first thing with personal appearance is self-esteem and confidence. So what is self-esteem? So there's a definition of self-esteem. It's a person's overall emotional evaluation of his or her worth. It is a judgment of oneself as well as an attitude towards the self. I found this quote and I really liked it, and Simon Chen actually had a bit of quotes from Jim Rohn. So it says, to have an incredible increase in self-esteem, all you have to do is start doing something little, something. You don't have to do spectacular dramatic things for self-esteem to start going off the scale. You just have to make a commitment to any easy discipline, then another one and another one. So that's where momentum picks up. So some characteristics of low self-esteem that an individual can experience: so social withdrawal, anxiety and emotional turmoil, so eating disorders. There's a whole list. of different, self-neglect. So I've put up a whole list. You guys can see it. So why is having strong self-esteem important? So it basically relates back to happiness. So if you have strong self-esteem, you are more of a happier person. So you start believing in yourself, you're more confident, and obviously that's also linked. And you start feeling respect and be proud of yourself and bounce back basically when you make mistakes as well. There's a few more. Sorry guys, I've got so much writing. There's so much more, but I didn't know, I tried to put what's most important. So going back again, so like how you handle criticism, the way you handle mistakes, and allows you to be more independent and things like that. So that's another quote that I like. Low self-esteem is like driving through life with your handbrake on. So you probably will keep going, but not at a fast pace, and may eventually stop, like you would with a car, I guess. So how to start gaining strong sense of self-esteem? So start small. So do something that's daily, so small. Maybe clean up your area, maybe work on your breathing, just little small things to start off. Creating a complying vision. So use your imagination. So with me, this is like usually when I don't see something, it does not happen. So if I visualize myself being on stage, for example, talking, presenting, usually that does, it obviously pumps me up, but I do see it and it happens. But when I don't see it and I don't imagine, it actually doesn't end up happening. So I did imagine myself being on the call, so it happened. Okay, so socializing, so mixing with different people, communicating, building your interpersonal skills. Doing something that scares you, so maybe a fear or a phobia, slowly trying to overcome a fear or a phobia. I've actually started overcoming one. I was really scared of water. I could not have my head underwater, and it was really hard for anyone to understand it unless I pushed myself and did it. Another thing is I'm scared of heights, and my goal is when I hit silver, I'm going skydiving. So you'll see the pictures in the videos. Do something you're good at. So whatever it is that you're good at, speaking, motivating, painting, anything. It doesn't have to be, it's what you're good at. So when you do it, you actually build that skill, and because you're good at it, it makes you feel good and you won't lose that skill. So setting goals, like Simon Chang spoke about setting like daily goals, weekly goals. He even sets hourly goals. So that's why he's so successful, clearly. So at least if you can, obviously slowly we'll become pros at this, but maybe start by setting daily goals. So before you go to sleep, have a little checklist, and you want to do this, this, that, or whatever, and so you know you've got direction when the day starts. And I've got a little bonus thing that I was reading about. So it goes, the people who regularly write down their goals earn 9 times as much over their lifetime as people who don't. So if you want to start setting goals. Helping others feel good about themselves, so making it not only about you but about others. That's really important to me, because every time I say something to someone or I talk to someone and I see that they're smiling or they feel good because of me, it makes me feel happy, like I'm on cloud 9 basically. That's my level of happiness, maybe 10 even. Get clarity on life areas. So where should your attention be? What's most important? Categorize the things you need to do so you're not all over the place. So you need to do this, concentrate on this, because life can be a mess when you've got so many things and you don't know where to concentrate, basically. Create a plan. So you have a goal, but what goes well with a goal is a plan. So you want to have, so you know your direction. The goal is like the destination, sorry, but the plan is your direction, so it leads you to that goal. So that get motivated. So whatever motivates you. So reading inspirational quotes, like I do. Self-development, watching a motivating video, many different things. Getting external compliments. So sometimes you don't believe things about yourself, even though you may know you're good, but you don't believe it. But when someone comes and tells you, you're very positive and you've got strength and you feel good. Okay, no more comparison. Most people tend to compare themselves to others, and that's really bad because you're different to other people. That's how it's meant to be. And if everyone was the same, well, it would be a pretty boring world, I must say. So I like this quote by Marilyn Monroe. So wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person that you are. So each person has this unique quality that they give to the world. And why would you want to wipe that out and have the same quality as someone else, really? So good posture and presentation. So that comes again to the character and personal presentation. So that's a definition of good posture. Sometimes it's good to know the definition. I don't know. That's how I find it. So it goes, good posture is the attitude which is assumed by body parts to maintain stability and balance with minimum effort and less strain during supportive and non-supportive positions. So that's more like technical. And I like the part where it goes, your posture is an important part of any presentation. So your objective is to be comfortable and show authority. So some things to avoid while like being on stage. These are things that I heard Simon Chang give feedback to those who were on stage, and I actually noticed, I was analyzing because Scott was saying to us that he sometimes wasn't listening to our content or what we were saying. He was actually analyzing us being on stage and what we're doing and how we're saying. So that's really important. So learning to leaning to one side. Sorry. So if you're leaning, it just doesn't look professional. You look uncomfortable. Your audience tend to drift their attention away. Pacing across the space like without a purpose. That's not really needed. Like I know. I still remember how Amy was using the space at Simon Chang, and everyone who was there can remember that. She used the whole stage with purpose. So she made you just follow where she was going. Like you had your eyes on her and you just wanted to know where she was going next and what she was saying. So it really adds effect. Rocking back and forth, again, that's really not good. Turning back to the audience. So people want to be looking at you, and if you're giving them your back, well, they won't be looking at you, really. So attributes to boosting your posture and stage presentation. So shift your perspective, be a leader. Tell yourself, I'm a leader, and see how you feel. So when you're look at your audience, so when you're presenting, look at them, direct eye contact. Again, your posture, the way you dress, which I mentioned before, add a bit of impact. You don't get a second chance to like give a first impression. So you've only got that one chance for that one time you're presenting. So make the most of it, I guess. And yeah, so these are positive versus negative mindset. So you know how people say the cup is half empty or the half full, and there's a little smiley and sad face. They're cute. Okay, so the effects of a negative mindset. So I've got a whole list. So it affects you like a lot. So if you're not confident and you tell yourself that you're not confident, you always feel like that. You won't step out. I was like that, to be honest. Before you sign up, I couldn't even go up on stage. So telling yourself that you have like low self-esteem or like you don't have energy, because of that, if you have a negative mindset, you won't have energy and like less success. You won't enjoy your social gatherings and things like that. So How to create a positive mindset. Smile. That's my favorite. I don't know how many of you guys know me, but I'm always smiling, and I like that. Surround yourself with positive people. So all you Sana peeps are all positive. So it's awesome being around you all. Help someone. Again, that's one of my favorites. So helping someone will have a positive impact on you. Remember that no one's perfect, and let yourself move forward. So if you make a mistake, don't sit there, dwell on it. Move forward, because you're going to stay in the same spot, really. Read positive quotes. Once again, I love reading positive quotes. I've got them hung up. I remember back in my HC, I had one saying, if you're able to start when it's late, then it's never too late. And I've never forgotten that quote. Singing. I love singing, even though I have a terrible voice. I get the lyrics wrong. But yeah, do you guys know that song, Singing in the Shower? So yeah, I sing that too. List 5 things that you're grateful for. So maybe after this call is done, list those 5 before you go to sleep. It depends. Everyone's got different things they're grateful for, but I'm sure we've all got something. Change the tone of your thoughts from negative to positive. So you know how you have that demon and angel? That's how I visualize it. So let that angel rise. Have positive thoughts. Try to have positive thoughts, and then it will happen. You can make it. Meditation or yoga. I tried it before, but I wasn't so good at yoga and things like that. But I've heard positive stuff about yoga making you feel good. For me, I love being surrounded by nature, so I make sure every day, at least 10 minutes of my day, even though I'm in a rush, I go and I sit at some random park, even if it's close to my house. It's just nature makes me really feel good. There's one of my favorite photos. So you have like a little cat, and she or he is looking directly in the mirror, and the reflection is not a cat but a lion. So, and the quote says, what matters most is how you see yourself. So when I look at the cat, it's a cat, but look, when the cat is looking in the mirror, is the cat is seeing a lion. So that's really important. So I want you guys to look in the mirror every morning before you go out, and maybe not see a lion, but see that you're going to conquer your day, that you're going to meet a lot of prospects, communicate, do what you want to do. It may not be directly linked to Usana, but let that lion within you come out, if I could say. And before I finish, I want to leave you, so that's again linked to the mirror activity. What is your personal image? So what do you think of yourself when you look in the mirror and you see that reflection looking back at you? What do you see? Because it's very important what we think of ourselves. What we think of ourselves and tell ourselves that person or these qualities at ourselves, that's what people see. Like, that's how they'll treat you. So if you belittle yourself, people will belittle you, and you don't want that. So think of yourself, I'm a leader, I've got this, whatever life throws at me, I will tackle it. And there's my question, what is your personal image? The image of yourself. Thank you guys so much. I'll hand it back to Jade or Amy.
Thank you, Mace. That was amazing. That was really, really fantastic. Andrew, Amy, and I are sitting here listening to this, taking notes, going, wow, this is just fantastic. I really loved your quotes. They really resided with us. So thank you for taking the time to do that. I know how Mace spent time at the boot camp with Simon Chan. So we spent 24 hours over our weekend there, and she worked a long day today and still managed to put the PowerPoint together for tonight. So thank you. I hope you all enjoyed it, because we certainly did. So now I'm going to hand it over to the lovely Nikolai. So Nikolai, are you ready? We're going to hand it over to you, and you get to share with us. We're really excited.
Yeah. Thanks, Jade. I'm ready. All right. First I'd like to say, Mace, I love your presentation. It was very profound and powerful. So thank you for that. And also Andrew, your presentation about some of your life is very inspirational. So thanks for sharing. Now I'm going to go into my presentation. I'm just going to have to screen share. Okay. Just look it up. All right, I think you guys can see it now. Now, my presentation is going to be about mindset for success and using our inner willpower over doubt. Now, guys, before I start, firstly, I like to say, I'm no expert, I'm no guru. I'm just going to be mentioning some of the things that, I've crossed along my business journey, and, certain things that kind of stop me from prospecting, and what I did to overcome, that doubt or that fear. And maybe some of the elements that I'm going to be sharing could help some of you, and that would be great. Anyway, mindset for success and using our inner willpower over doubt. So I'm going to go into it now. Just share. It's a bit laggy. Just waiting for it to pop up. Alright, let's hear. Alright, so just go to the next slide. I don't know why it's so slow. Alright, never mind. Hang on. Something is just... there we go. Okay, now I can start. So, we all have unique gifts, talents, and self-power to use to benefit and grow our business. We also joined this company because deep down with feeling and knowing, we just knew how we could transform our life with it. So guys, when we were at the USANA presentation, before we became associates, we knew that USANA was a vehicle to, financial freedom, to helping other people with their health, and it was really the option to transform our lives. But sometimes we overthink taking action. Guys, for myself, sometimes before talking to a prospect, I think about so many things, and I'm sure before we take action, either if it's prospecting or something else in life, we have thoughts come up, and this is where it gets really interesting. Are our thoughts based on doubt or a powerful belief? Like, when I started prospecting, I had a lot of thoughts, and I still do, about is it the right time to message them? Will the person be interested? Really, is this opportunity right for them? And what's interesting here is understanding where the thought is coming from. So,
Nikolai,
yep.
Sorry, your presentation is fantastic, and we would love to see your slides. Is there any way you could adjust them? Because at the moment we can't see your slides. We can only see the X.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Can you see it now?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for letting me know. Alright, so where was I? Alright guys, so what I'm saying is we've got to be really objective with our thoughts before we take action. Are our thoughts based on fear or doubt? Because if they're based on fear or doubt or uncertainty, that is the ego. So we can identify the ego. And guys, with the ego, it always tries to identify with ourselves, like tries to convince us that we're less, or tries to convince us that we're making the wrong decision. But the interesting thing is we're never sure on the ego, and 120% of the time it's very wrong. So next time you take action, fill your mind with positive thoughts. Okay, so I'll just go to the next slide. Okay, briefly, what exactly is the ego? So I'm just going to quickly go into it. The ego supplies you with a feeling of constriction, pain, obsession, fear, and severe disempowerment. Your energy levels drop and you feel tired, anxious, and overwhelmed. Because your thoughts are focused on past pain or future fears, you're significantly disabled in the moment. You feel needy and anxious. Your true self, your natural state of being, supplies you with a feeling of calm, peace, happiness, and clarity. Because you are in the now. You are functional, creative, and expansive. So what helps us to overcome this fear and doubt? What are some of the things that could assist us? And guys, ultimately it comes down to this. Through trusting that feeling that made us start with USANA from the beginning, trusting your decision for a better future, and that strong desire and want that we had when joining USANA is the same boost that we must use behind our thoughts of taking action. Now guys, let me ask you a question. When we were at the presentation before we became associates, and we were introduced to this opportunity, we deeply felt, a lot of us, that we can make this happen. Yet at the moment, we didn't know, we didn't have the necessary skills maybe to, build a business. But through this journey, we acquire them. But still, in that moment, we knew that we could make it work. And that's a very, very powerful feeling that has to go beyond the ego. So through this desire of success and victory and vision, we must remind ourselves with it and transmute it into action. So transmute that feeling into action to remind yourself before taking action. And not the other way around, guys, when our ego, our fears, our doubts, our uncertainty is stopping our actions, and our actions are turning into fear-based decisions. So what can you do to help you improve your action rate? Now, guys, I just listed a bunch of things, like, wake up early, play music, meditate, watch, make time for self-development videos, work out, talking to a motivating friend. I mean, that really helps and boosts confidence and just wants, you go out there and make things happen. Most importantly, knowing how to identify the ego behind our doubt-based thoughts and trusting ourselves when going out to prospect. Remember, guys, trusting the knowing of our hearts, trusting that, even if we're going into the unknown and we are filled with positive thoughts, that we're going to get good results. Now, going into a deep understanding of our why, again. So when we truly understand and want something, we can remind ourselves of it before taking the step of action. It can be difficult to take action if all we do is focus on the fears and doubts with our thought. Now, guys, next time you take action and you have an ego-based thought or you're uncertain, right, of taking action, change your routine of thought. Fill your mind with beautiful thoughts, strong-willed thoughts, because that will become your routine, and then you will become more comfortable and more successful with whatever action you take. So also understand your objective for the core message or appointment that you're having. Guys, I can say that it can be a lot more stressful if you're unsure of what prospecting step you're up to. The process of taking action is a lot easier when you're confident about what you're doing. So guys, it's good to use your intuition. Like, is a prospect ready to be exposed to USANA? Like, are you connecting with them? Are you developing them on information, residual income, the products? Are you introducing them to USANA? Are you following up with them? Or are you at the closing stage? So you really have to evaluate and see what you are up to make it a lot easier on yourself. Now, quotes of power. Now, this is a quote that I found in a book that I actually wanted to put on this presentation. And it says this: lead will play its role until the world has no further need for lead, and then lead will have to turn itself into gold. That's what alchemists do. They show that when we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. So, guys, by taking action, by beginning to trust yourself deeply, filling your mind with empowering thoughts, trusting that feeling that made you start with USANA will transmute itself to big results, simply by taking the entrepreneurial leap of faith into the unknown and becoming the strongest version of yourself. So again, guys, going into action, but filling your mind with positive thoughts to get positive results. So mistakes in business is a big step to victory. Now, this is interesting. Let's face it. I mean, there have all been times where we could have been more maybe organized or effective or efficient in our business. Maybe we even made a mistake in prospecting that totally made us feel down, or encountered a very negative prospect that's not going to get nowhere in life, that has the only intention to bring you away from your high streams. I mean, I'm sure we've encountered people like that, just USANA haters. So whatever may happen, guys, we must never identify ourselves with the negative situation we encountered in the past. I think with a lot of new associates, I mean, maybe you encounter something negative and that stops you from moving forward, and it's something that it's a lesson that should improve you and bring you into empowerment. So it should only be used as a lesson of improvement and empowerment. It's very easy to fall into these traps and remain, but it's even better to jump over them. Now, you are amazing. Yes, you. And guys, USANA is indeed a lifestyle and a road to great success, not only financially, but by growing into the strongest version of ourselves, growing in confidence, business knowledge, and always jumping over the struggles. Everyone here tonight is successful, everyone, and never limited because of the situation that we face, only by poor mindset. So remember to guide your mind and guide your dreams. This is another quote I found. The outer conditions of a person's life will always be found to be harmoniously related to his inner state. People do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. So guys, again, trust yourself, trust yourself beyond the ego. Take action over the false ego of doubt, fear, and unbelief. Knowing your strengths is important, but also knowing your weaknesses. Every person is born with talent, every person. And that talent must be worked on, developed to be successfully manifested into the world. But Also come to know your weakness. So don't just ignore your weakness, guys. And it's good to actually face it and work on it to make it into a strength. So be objective with self-development. One mistake that I personally made in my business was to avoid learning how to prospect and to just listen to self-development, motivational videos to grow my business. But guys, self-development videos won't grow business if action is not taken. And I was unconsciously choosing a more comfortable option, which I never asked myself why I did back when I made this mistake. But it was truthfully the fear to prospect. And, again, the ego. So it's important to get to the core of the things that are holding you back. So you know what action you need to overcome them. Don't cover up weaknesses, guys. Turn it into a strength and turn it into a success. If prospecting is your weakness, focus on more prospecting and coming into the understanding and view of the prospect and doing training on how to prospect effectively. If it's motivation, guys, write down 10 things about your why, your strong vision, and what it is you truly want to achieve. Believe in your sana, and most of all, believe in yourself. Always hold your desired vision in your mind before taking action in this business. Let it boost you to do your absolute best. Let it be a reminder, before you do take actions. Your results will only improve and grow when you use your intention to help others. And this is also very profound, guys. I mean, this business is really about helping others, having the heart to consider, what others are going through and offering options, of help. The responsibility of an entrepreneur is to solve a problem. Don't worry about the money. If you solve the problem and seek out ways to serve more people, money will find you in the business. And I believe it's so true, especially when you seek out to help people, in health and in finances. This industry is about self-mastery, goals. So truly knowing what you want, your attitude and emotions. So controlling your emotions despite, any situations or circumstances, and taking strong-willed action over self-sabotage, the ego, again. Focus. So guys, what is your daily focus, may I ask? What self-improvement, growth, and building a business, activities do you take during the week? Or do you set more focus on negative situations that come and go? Self-mastery is truly the key. Helping others is also the key. So guys, I've learned in this industry, it's not all about, completely about being, extremely social and outgoing, but actually genuinely caring about others, acknowledging their problems, motivating them by being a true leader and providing them with the right information in regards to their needs and wants. With this, people are going to be very encouraged to begin their own journey in this business with you. And guys, I think that's it. Yeah, so thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm just going to bring it back to Jade.
Well, I've just got one word, and that's OMG. Nikolai, that was absolutely brilliant. I don't know what to say. That was probably one of, between you and Mace, that will have to be probably one of the two best mindset trainings I've ever heard. Talking about the ego and fear and doubt. And see, guys, Tony Robbins says that the business is 80% mindset, yeah? 80% mindset, 20% skills. So a lot of the time people think, oh, I need to know how to do this, I need to know how to do that, right? And think about this for a moment. Tony Robbins also says that if you don't know what to do, can you find a way? Yes. If you don't have the resources, can you? So people can be successful no matter what resources they have. And so it's so important, guys, to keep working on the mindset. And I honestly, I love that training. I absolutely loved Mace's training as well. And I love how she applied how self-esteem affects your posture. Because if someone senses that you're chasing them, they're just going to run from you. But if your business with your growth. But like Nikolai said, don't get stuck in the personal development trap. Okay, make sure you're taking action. And I just really want to say how much, guys, you are looking at two young entrepreneurs here. I think Nikolai's about 19. I don't know how old Mace is. She's 21. Nikolai lives in Melbourne and Mace is in Sydney. And, I've just watched them grow, to watch Andrew grow as well and get up on stage. Guys, this is what the business is about. It's about fulfillment, right? Growth and contribution. So I'm just absolutely blown away by that presentation of Mace's and Andrew's. It's just been phenomenal.
I really love what May said about just being the best version of yourself. We don't want another Amy. We don't want another Jade. We just want you guys to help you to be the best that you can be, because there's no other person like you in the world, right? You are made uniquely you. So I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about the liver. Now, we couldn't get it up before, but I think Jade's got magic fingers. We'll see if we can get it up. Now, guys, when you're sharing USANA products, what I want you to do is I want you to just learn one benefit of the product and one feature of the product. And the other thing I want you to learn is why the product is different to other products. Now, again, I apologize if you can't see the slides because we had some difficulty with them, but I'm just going to keep talking so that you guys can learn at the same time. So the liver is the largest organ of the body, and the liver actually detoxes the body, and it's also responsible for weight loss. So I guess what is the benefit of the USANA Hepa Plus? The benefit is that it's going to detox the liver. Now, when you think about the liver, the first thing that comes to mind is what? Alcohol. But the liver is so much more than that. It's got to get rid of, any pesticides that are on the food that you're eating, any chemicals that are in shampoos, conditioners, body washes, skincare. Your liver has to process all of that, guys. If you look at what the liver actually has to do, it has to get rid of the lead and the chlorine and the fluoride out of the water that we're drinking. And it normally comes out either through when you go to the toilet or when you sweat. Okay? Now, the problem with this is if the liver's not working properly and it's detoxing, what it will do is the toxins will go back through the blood, and that blood will then become toxic, and it can end up anywhere in the body, and then it comes back to the liver to be re-detoxed again. And then, as you can imagine, as you're going along, there's more toxins coming in every day. So just think of your liver is that if your liver's not clean, you're not going to lose weight. If your liver's not clean, you're going to have toxins in your body. So the benefit is that you'll be able to transport fat better, and that you'll be able to get rid of toxins out of the body. Now, that's the benefit. What's the feature? What makes this USANA product different to any other product for the liver on the market? Well, we actually have an ingredient called milk thistle, and we also have hybrid technology, which means it's half milk thistle and half vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is antibacterial, it's antihistamine, it's a cleansing agent. So we're the only company in the world that combines those two but keeps the ingredients separate. So if you get a chance to look at the Hepa Plus, you can see that it's a bit orangey and a bit creamy. That's because the milk thistle and the vitamin C is separate. So the reason why we're different, we have a very high quality of milk thistle and we've got the vitamin C. In addition, we also have lipolic acid and we have broccoli. Now, this means that it's enhanced. So you might, someone might say to you, yeah, but Amy, come on, I'm using milk thistle from another company. A lot of bodybuilders used to say that to me. And I was like, hold on a second. We've got alpha lipolic acid, or, we've got vitamin C in ours as well, which makes it more effective. So, guys, you don't need to be experts on this, all right? Of course, it helps to learn one or two little bonus things here and there, but as long as you can teach people that the liver detoxes the body, if people want to lose weight, the liver's got to be clean. And USANA's is different because it supports fat metabolism, cholesterol transportation, it's anti-inflammatory, and it's got the milk thistle and the vitamin C. So if you're ever wondering, okay, how can I really share these products and what should I be sharing with people? Always remember just one benefit, one feature of it, and why is it different? How is it different to other ones on the market? And if you're not sure, guys, USANA's #1 in the world. All you have to do is look at the product guide and pick one ingredient, and I guarantee you the other companies probably won't have it. So that's a little bit about the liver. We're going to finish up now, and I just want to open it up for questions for the next, say, 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be about the liver. It can be about anything that you guys want to ask. And while I'm waiting for the questions, I'll just tell you guys what we've got happening. So I think Robert Kiyosaki, I know he's speaking in Sydney in the next couple of weeks. And the tickets are $80. Just remember, guys, that when you go to an event, you're investing, all right? It's not a cost. A cost is food. A cost is electricity. But this is you're investing into your mindset, into your business. It's going to make you more money, Okay, so we've got Robert Kiyosaki coming up. We've got Health and Freedoms. They're all posted, the dates in Rev Y. And like I said, guys, a couple more minutes if you have any questions. After maybe 2 minutes, we'll close off the broadcast. And yeah, well done to Nikolai and Mace. Just, absolutely blew my mind with your content tonight and your stories, and to Andrew as well. I just love watching you guys grow. Let's just see if they've got questions. Okay, guys, it doesn't look like that anyone has any questions. So I hope you guys have a lovely evening. And Jade will present about time management, not next week, but the week after. Guys, make sure you're on next week's call because I don't think it's going to be recorded. And Joe Naseby is going to be teaching us about the comp plan. Lisa, the details for the next Health and Freedoms are in Rev Y. So I posted it today. So if you just jump on Rev Y, I think it's maybe 2 weeks from now on a Thursday, but just double check it.
This week we have a Health and Freedom as well at Castle Hill. I'll be presenting, Mace will be presenting, and David will be emceeing. So make sure you come down and support the team.
Awesome, guys. All the details for the Rev Y will be in the Facebook page. You're welcome, Lisa. It was so lovely to see all you guys. Well done for being on the call. Jackson, Santo, Ryan, Stephen, Jessica. This is how you guys are going to get success.
Yeah, Castle Hill, 7:30 Thursday night. Yes, that's correct, mate.
And Lisa, just check the Rev Y page for the ride one. Have a good evening, guys. Good night.